Now, if you don't want to eat that banana pudding, I don't know, something's wrong with you. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, I'd do anything that you want me to. No, but I can't go for that. No can do. I can't go for that. But you're saying you could go for that. So you're going to want to stick around for two things today on AZ Cooks Live on Instagram, brought to you by our good friends at Schoon Knives and Flor de Cagna Rum. And that is this. My friend John Oats is joining me live from Nashville, Tennessee in a couple of minutes. You're not going to want to miss that. That is right. There's Hall and Oates, right? Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Billboard 100 Greatest Artists of All Time. A gazillion gold records, platinum records. The kings of Blue-Eyed Soul. What more can I say? John Oats is legend. And he's going to join us in just a little while. But because he's coming to us from Nashville, I got inspired to do banana pudding today. And the pudding part is really simple, right? It's Nilla wafers. You should not, look, if you're an amazing baker and you can make a cookie this good, by all means, go for it and make them homemade. But I use Nilla wafers, and so does every chef in the South, so why shouldn't you? A very simple vanilla pudding recipe is on the website for the banana pudding and the vanilla pudding recipe that's used in there. And quite frankly, all I'm doing is boiling cream and milk and stabilizing it with some cornstarch and egg. And then when it thickens, you pass it through a strainer. It's really kind of boring. Bananas. You want to use bananas that are flavorful. Light brown specks are good, but you don't want it too soft, because the softer they are, the faster they'll oxidize. And you want to slice your bananas and assemble this sort of anywhere from 0 to 4 hours before serving. Even if you put sliced bananas into the pudding 8 hours ahead of time before you serve them, they could turn color on you. One thing you can do is rinse them with a little club soda. There's a lot of wives' tricks from preventing bananas. I don't like to use citrus on them, which will stabilize the oxygenation process, but then it tastes lemony. Right? So I like the club soda thing, but it's up to you. But what's really cool about this is that most people like it with whipped cream, and I like it with whipped cream too. A nice whipped cream fortified with just a few drops of vanilla, a little bit of sherry is just, powdered sugar. It's just fantastic on banana pudding, right? But what's even cooler is to use, and it's a big point of contention in the office. Madeline and I essentially are not speaking because is it an Italian meringue? Is it a Swiss meringue? She threw down Zoe Francois calls it a Swiss meringue line on me, and I'm like, ooh. But whatever country you choose to use as the inspiration for this meringue, and the more I think about it, the more I think technically it is a Swiss meringue. What were you saying about Italian meringue, Madeline? The difference?
Sugar syrup into egg whites when it's on the mixer.
Oh, exactly. Italian meringue is pouring the hot sugar mixture into the egg whites while it's on the mixture, and a Swiss meringue is so much easier, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we're going to talk to John Oats, and then we're going to assemble this incredible banana pudding that I just absolutely love. Plus, you get to use the kitchen torch, which is always super, super fun. It's hot, just kind of like the nights making out on the couch in college at my old frat house, listening to Hall & Oates. Anyway, that's a long story. I've got my sugar in my mixing bowl, and I am using the mixing bowl that goes to my KitchenAid, so I do not have to switch bowls. You do not want to switch bowls. I am adding my egg whites. I am adding my vanilla. I am going to add my pinch of sugar. Sorry, salt, thank you. I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to combine it with my whisk. I just want to make it uniform before it hits the boiling water. And all I do is stick this on there, and all I want to do is whisk this until the sugar melts and it reaches 160 degrees. Now, the sugar will be melted on this when it hits 160 degrees. 160 degrees is too hot to touch. So if you don't have a cooking thermometer around and you want to know when it hits 160 degrees, it's when the sugar melts and it's too hot to touch. And we don't want to make cooked egg whites. So I have this submerged into boiling water that I turned down to low. And I turned it down to low because I know it's still 210, 212 degrees. So eventually my egg whites will start to firm up. My sugar will melt inside them, which will prevent them from cooking and turning into an omelet. And it's hot. It's like, I don't know, 115 right now. It does not take long. By the way, notice, I didn't put just a little water in. I put enough water in, let's turn that up to 5, shall we? To medium. I put enough water in so when I lowered this, the water comes up the sides of the mixing bowl. Why is that important? Because if we just have heat at the bottom of the mixing bowl, we're not going to melt our sugar. We're not going to get a nice meringue. And the whole secret to this is to make the nice meringue. And I think we are almost there. I can feel that all the sandiness from the sugar is gone from the bottom of the bowl. And if you see this here, we've gained some volume and it's starting to get shiny. And that's really important. I'm just going to scrape down the sides and give it another whisking for 30, 40 seconds.
People are concerned about your arm. Is it
What do you
tired?
mean? No! Are you kidding me? This is my disc throwing on. All right. Handy dandy, just stick that in there. Put this on and secure it. Lock it in. I'm gonna put this over here. Doesn't make too much noise. And turn it on. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that go for about 2 or 3 minutes is what it takes. It's going to turn tight and shiny and thick. It's going to be like the ooey gooey marshmallow of your dreams. And then I'm going to show you a trick for putting it on top of the pudding. But for right now, let's put a couple of these at the bottom. By the way, the reason we have plastic wrap inside the bowl is to prevent a skin from forming on our pudding. And we'll put a layer of pudding down so it gets absorbed into those cookies. Then we're going to peel our banana. I like thin slices of banana because I really like to put a lot of bananas in there, and if it's too thick and you're using a spoon, well, you know what the problem is. You don't get enough banana on there. Oh yeah, that's almost ready. And then we're going to do another layer of our cookies. And you know what? I'm going to reverse it here. I'm going to throw some more banana on there. This is so good. Whoop. I'm not going to waste a single piece. So it's, I don't know, about a half of a banana for each one of these. Well, now you can make a really big family style bowl, but I think it's fun to make individual ones. And lo and behold, Italian slash, we're going to call it Swiss Italian meringue. This is Swiss Italian meringue that holds those beautiful peaks, right? Isn't that beautiful?
So beautiful.
It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And I'm going to show you something super, super cool about these.
Is this your favorite dessert?
Well, it's one of my all-time favorite desserts, and it's so simple to make because you can do the pudding ahead of time. You can let the bananas ripen to exactly the stage that you want them to. You can do this with 1,000 different flavor combinations. What? Shut up! This stove. It's fine. I don't know what's going on. The metal is there. Nothing else is touching. Stop talking to me. You know what? I'm going to lock it. I'm going to lock you. And you're not going to like it. I'm going to lock this.
Can we take the water off of it?
Oh, you think it's the water? It doesn't like water?
No.
It's a sealed stove.
It doesn't like anything on the control board.
Oh my gosh. I really do like having an induction burner to teach off of but I also have trouble with it. So here's what you can do with this, right? You can, if you like, put a dollop of meringue onto the top, right? And if I was really smart, I'd use another spoon or my offset, and you can tease like some Dr. Seuss curly cues like that and let people see the meringue and use your torch and toast it. I like mine, I just love that caramel flavor, right? And that's lovely. And you see all of it. That's one style, very free form, really easy. Anybody can do it, right? But I think what's really fun, this stuff is really sticky. I think what's really fun is to pile a big dollop on your offset spatula and scrape down one end and keep moving it around, and look at the technique that I'm using. You can always take a warm cloth and pull, because I'm going to do that in a second. We can always take a cloth with some hot water and clean up the meringue on the outside. And then what you can do, you can use a knife if you want, but our friend Zoe Francois taught the world how to do this. She didn't invent it, but I think it's so fun. Just use your fingers, and since we've all learned on our smartphones, just keep pinching and dragging and pinching and dragging and pinching and dragging. Super random. Doesn't need to be complex. By the way, really fun to do with the kids. And there we go, right? So you can do it super informally, quasi-informally. You can put more meringue on and do 8, 10, 12 more conspicuous pulls. Or you can do what my kid likes to do, which is just sit down with the whole darn mixing bowl and pull it up. It's the easiest thing in the world. You do this on top of a chocolate cake or just banana bread or any quick loaf pan, quick bread tea cake recipe that you have. You put this meringue topping on it or any crumble bar, any butterscotch brownie. I do this on my brownies individually to kind of zhuzh them up. Put a little bit of the Italian Swiss meringue on there. Sorry, I should just call it Swiss meringue. But it's just too much fun to call it something else. You just put some of that on anything, pull it, drag a pastry comb through it, or anything that kind of creates a pattern on it, and use your kitchen torch, and it's going to be unbelievable. Oh, look! Hey, John.
Hi, Andrew.
What's up, man?
Man, you shouldn't be allowed to make something like that before dinner. That is like, man, I just want to eat that. I don't even want dinner.
We're going to fly some to your house. Next time that I make this, it will be in your kitchen for you in volume so large you'll be able to bathe in it. Before we get into my homage to you, which I have prepared, okay, knowing that someday I would have this opportunity, tell us about Oats Fest, because it's really, really cool, and it benefits an organization that I've worked with for years called Feeding America.
Yeah, well, I strategically placed the logo back there on my computer screen. So just in case I forget, because anyway, it's something that my wife and I put together during this COVID period. We 10 years ago, real quick backstory, we did a show called the Aspen Songwriters Festival, and 7908 is the altitude of Aspen. And this year we wanted to do it again live, but when we realized that we weren't going to be able to put up a live show, we said, let's try to do a virtual show, and that's where the idea began. We began to reach out to some very good friends, great folks who we've known for a long time, and the response was overwhelming. And we picked feedingamerica.org because it's such a great organization. They're transparent, and so much of their money goes directly to where it's needed, as opposed to like administrative costs and stuff like that. So the whole thing just came together. We had a great production team called Drive Entertainment, and because I know the ladies are listening, Brooks PR jumped in to really take us to another level. So in general, we put together this incredible team, and then it all started taking on a life of its own. Amazing musicians. I don't know, I like to, there's a little joke here, but my good friend Paul McCartney said it's not good to drop names. But nevertheless, I mean, we have amazing people. Got Daryl Hall. I can't, wow. Dave Grohl, man, Darius Rucker, Sarah Bareilles. And we've got folks like you doing
Bob Weir.
Bob Weir and Wolf Brothers.
Correct.
Yes, he sent us something with Don Was and his gang. Man, it's just we just got Lyle Lovett yesterday, which is really awesome.
That's insane. Kebmo is joining you, right? Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar, I've made TV with. Yep. Fantastic guy. Michael Franti, Sheila E, all kinds of people, right?
Yep.
It's a really impressive list. I'm a huge music geek, and as I'm sure our mutual friends have told you, also the world's worst guitar player. If you ever need someone really bad to open for you, I'm it.
Hold on. I'm a really crappy cook, so this could be a match made in heaven.
Wait a second. Yes, no, it is a match made in heaven, my friend. I can't tell you. The reason why I was so excited to see that Bob Weir was doing that was what he's been doing with Don Was and Wolf Brothers is really, really cool. Most people only know Don Was as an incredible producer, but he's a great musician, and they've got a really cool thing going. And I'm an old deadhead, and I would put on one of the Dead's first couple albums, and I would. This is in high school, and then later in college, but the last couple years of high school, first year or two of college, and then I would turn back to see where my date had gone, and all I could see was the red lights of their car disappearing down the street. But the minute I slid on some Hall and Oates, all of a sudden, boom! I was having the best sex of my life. So thank you. Well, thank you for that.
you made some comment about using your blowtorch, and I don't know how that relates to your love life, but
It does.
sounds
It
pretty,
does.
I don't
Turn
know.
on it. What did Pigpen sing? Turn on your love light, right? That's a classic blues riff,
That's
right?
right. There you go.
One of the things that I'm really excited about, in all seriousness, is that you're using this to combat hunger in America. I have spent 20 years fighting against addiction, homelessness, mental health parity issues, and especially hunger. In the single greatest country in the history of the world, in the richest country in the history of the world, that we have hungry human beings here is no longer a national tragedy or shame. To me, it's criminal. You could have, the funds could have gone to any one of a number of hundreds of great organizations. Feeding America, world class. I've worked with them for almost a decade. But why hunger? What was it about hunger that spoke to you?
We had contributed to Feeding America, personally, just, when their advertisements would show up on TV or whatever. But, I think it had to do with us, with my wife and I just being home. I've never been home for this length of period in my entire professional life. And it gave us a chance to really be more introspective and to look at ourselves, our situation, how fortunate and blessed we are, and then seeing what's going on in the world, because of the incessant news that we were, watching constantly. And we just felt we wanted to do more. We didn't know what to do. And when we came up with the idea of putting together music and trying to help the food insecurity, it seemed like we could not only create funds, not only hopefully generate funds through donations, but we could create awareness. And I think maybe our role, when you have a large platform to the public, if you can create awareness, and hopefully that is even as important as the donations that we're going to hopefully get.
It's so amazing that you say that, because I always end every single one of my talks by telling people not everyone can write a check, but no one has an excuse for not taking something they learned when people are talking about hunger or homelessness or addiction, putting it in an email to everyone on their list, a link to a website, and sending it out. We can all raise awareness and educate each other, because the problem is just absolutely titanic, made worse by the economic downturn due to COVID-19. It's March 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Oats Fest. It's going to be incredible. The lineup is insane. It's a virtual online show supporting hunger relief. It's free, but people are being asked to donate. So spread the word. Please make a donation, and please donate what you can when you tune in. You can donate at feedingamerica.org/OatsFest. feedingamerica.org/OatsFest. It's going to stream on Nugs TV. I'm a big Nugs fan, and it's an absolutely incredible thing that you guys are doing. Now that you've got me involved, you're never going to be able to get rid of me, because next year when we're all able to do this together, it's just going to be banana pudding by the boatload. It's going to be crazy.
I'll tell you what, let's do a show together. We'll play.
I would love, you don't have to ask me twice. Our mutual friend Rebecca knows I travel everywhere with one of my guitars. So anywhere I am, if someone's playing, I'm just like, oh, can I come up and strum a couple chords along? You did something in one of your Instagram posts about coming on to talk with me about hunger. You did a little slide guitar using a kitchen implement, right? And I did that in the Nashville episode of Driven by Food. My friend Ruby Amamfu took me to a artist collaborative where everyone was jamming, and I just took my watch off my hand, and using the crystal on the face of it and my guitar in my lap, started playing slide guitar. And I was actually better at it than conventional guitar playing. You don't happen to have a guitar there with you, do you?
Yeah, I think I do right here.
Yeah. Do you have any implement in the room with you, and you could recreate that moment and do a little improvisational slide just to show people that anyone can do this?
How about some glasses?
Fantastic. None of us are getting any younger.
This is not as good as I thought. How about a pen? Let's try
There
this.
you go. I love it. Last question. What is it about the blues that is so universal? You immediately, I asked you to play something just to give us a little taste of it, and you immediately, and yes, the slide is obviously one of the languages of the blues, but what is it about the blues that's so universal?
You know, it's real. It's real. It's part of American. It is American musical culture. It's where rock and roll started. It's really the basis for everything that is great about American popular music. And it gets to the heart and soul. There's nothing artificial about it. It's elemental, and it's a perfect form.
Well, thank you, my friend. What you're doing for Feeding America with Oats Fest this year for 2021 is incredible. The lineup is crazy. Barbecue Master Dave Grohl is going to be there. I mean, come on. You want me to bring banana pudding? Tell Dave to bring some of that barbecue. I've been at events with him. He's no amateur. He's the real deal when it comes to cooking barbecue.
I will pass that information on. And one more thing, if I might add.
Please.
Don't forget about my co-host, Sax Squatch.
Sax Squatch.
Wait till you see our co-host.
Can't wait. Can't wait. I will be tuning in March 20th, and I hope everyone else does too. We're going to keep spreading the word, John. We're gonna put this out into the universe and get a lot of people to swing by on the 20th and listen to a great show. Give my best to your family. Keep Nashville safe and strong, and we'll see you on the 20th. Okay.
Thank you, Andrew. It's such a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Take it easy, my friend.
Okay. Bye-bye.
John Oates, everyone. Thank you, John.
Thanks. I'm still here. I don't.
Yeah, you can linger.
I don't know how to leave.
I've heard that before.
I seriously, I'm honest to God, I don't know.
I don't know. There's not an exit. Normally there's an exit.
There should be a little button there that allows you to quit us.
I'll try.
You may have to just turn your phone off.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, that's the back of my house. That's the.
Fantastic. Don't show us your tax returns.
Oh no. This is very weird. I'm really sorry, but I'm having fun.
No, this is totally fine. We're gonna taste our banana pudding. I'm gonna dive right in to this one because it's super easy and convenient. This one sat in the fridge for how many hours, Madeline?
Since this morning.
Oh, okay. Bananas did not oxidize, and the wafers, if you see in there, are perfect, right? So that's 6-7 hours. It's absolute perfection because you don't want the Nilla wafers to be hard, right? You want the spoon to slide through them. Oh my God. That is so delicious. And look how clean the construction is. We make a mean banana pudding around here. And for those of you who think that you have to add artificial banana flavoring, banana puree, banana liqueur, or something like that, no. Just a banana that is just ripe enough, lots of thin slices, alter them. All I taste is bananas in this. It's absolutely perfect. And quite frankly, the bananas with the Swiss meringue is about as perfect a combination as you could hope to ask for. Questions and comments from everyone before we have to go?
What is the worst purchase you've ever made?
The worst purchase that I've ever made? Oh my God, tickets to Fire Festival? That was a really funny joke. I hope lots of people laughed out there. I don't know. Worst purchase I've ever made. Actually, you want to know what the worst purchases that I've ever made in general are? Have been really expensive restaurants that aren't worth it.
What's for dinner today?
Dinner tonight, I'm taking my kid to sushi.
Can you describe the taste of the banana pudding?
Sweet, redolent with the fragrant vanilla sweet scent of the bananas. The homemade pudding and custard is great, and we purposely dialed down the sweetness on the pudding side so that we could use the Swiss meringue on here, because I don't like banana puddings that are too sweet are no good. It's wonderful. It tastes like you're biting in to a semi-soft scoop of banana ice cream.
Do you have a favorite dish to cook?
Yes, my grandmother's roast chicken. I am way on record on that. But yeah, that's a big one for me.
What do you think about Nutella with bananas?
I don't like Nutella. I like hazelnuts. I like chocolate. I don't like hazelnut. Vicky is looking at me because Vicky is Spanish. So like anyone from Europe, God forbid you say anything bad about Nutella. Oh my God. She yes. Madeline kind of agrees with me, I think.
Yeah, I don't like Nutella at all.
It's our peanut butter. Like, we don't have peanut butter. I mean, you can find it, but we don't eat peanut butter like you do here. So it's our peanut butter.
Well, America should make the rest of the world eat peanut butter. We do all kinds of other horrible things. Why can't we do that?
Can you eat some bugs?
Can I eat some bugs? We have a little bug eating coming up on this show. What do you think of that?
What do you collect?
What do I collect? I collect guitars. I collect 19th century prints and engravings from New York's, usually from New York's golden era, 1870s to 1890s. I collect problems. I collect friends. I collect dreams, and I collect very small rocks.
Rocks?
Very small rocks that have interesting shapes and colors. And then you put them in glass jars by the windows in the house, and the light reflects through them. I saw that in a magazine once. What can I say? Hey, big thank you to our sponsors, Shun Knives and Flor de Cana Rum. Please, everyone, new episodes of Family Dinner drop March 12th on Discovery Plus. Send an email or a text to all your friends. Spread the love. You'll see me talking about it on social as we make our way to next Friday. Next week, we are doing a little St. Patrick's Day celebration. I'm doing an Irish-inspired taco, I think. We're going to see how that all works out, and we're going to talk more about the Family Dinner show. I think those are all the big highlights. We love you. Thank you. Stay safe and be kind to other people. See you later.